What's happening, everybody? It is a special Tuesday edition of Thrifty Business with Jay and Nay. I'm your one host, Vegas Jay.
I'm Philly Nay. Hi, everybody.
What's happening, Nay? How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm ready to do a Tuesday show. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in to a special Tuesday show. Both Nay and I were going to be unavailable on Thursday, and I know it seems so quick since our last show, but here we are, and let's have a good, fun show. Let's get right into it, shall we? All right. Here we go.
Okay.
Time for Jay's Tiki Talk. All right, this is the rum I was supposed to drink last week, thanks to my good friend and Nay's good friend Pam. She bought me this. It's from Connecticut. You know, all the fine rums come from New England. This is called Smuggler's Rum. Where is it? There we go. Smuggler's Rum, handcrafted small batch silver rum. And I've paired it with my normal Diet Coke and a lime. So let me have a sip, and I'll tell you about this bitchin' tiki mug I got here.
So when I was in Connecticut with Pam and her boyfriend Travis, we actually took a little detour to see if we could find that distillery, and we actually drove past on the street that it was on. So it has to be like this little tiny distillery, because the street that it was on was just this little like country street with no but they said that they actually have tastings and stuff, so it's a legitimate, distillery. We just couldn't.
Well, yeah, I didn't think it was, bathtub gin or anything.
But I mean, it must be like a really tiny, small, operation there.
Yeah. But it's for a silver rum, I prefer my stuff aged, but for a silver rum, it's actually very good. And let me tell you a little bit about this tiki mug. Now, this is a bitchin' tiki mug. This is called the Drooling Bastard. And he is part of a water feature at one of the oldest tiki bars in the country, still operating. It's been going for like 56 years now. It is the Tonga Hut in North Hollywood, and I'll actually be hanging out there this Sunday night. So if you're near North Hollywood, I'll be hanging out at the Tonga Hut from 6 o'clock on for a little event, so come on up. But this is a fountain in the corner of the bar, so the water trickles out and comes down, and he sits in this whole little water feature. So this is a pretty bitchin' hefty mug. So that's yummy. So there, we're caught up with rum and tiki mugs, and now it's time for children.
Yes, my kids are being loud.
Quite all right. Time for Nay's breast cancer update and fact of the week.
Okay, so those of you that follow me on Facebook, you would know that my surgery is supposed to be this week. It was supposed to be this Thursday. I was anticipating it being Thursday until late this afternoon when I got a call from my surgeon himself, who said that he has some kind of emergency on Thursday, and so he's doing it on Friday now, which is fine. It's just a day delay. Gives me some more time to get everything done that I need to get done. I have a lot of last-minute preparations because I'm going to be in the hospital for a while. But it also gives me a little more time to kind of think about the surgery, and also it's okay, though. It's really just a day. So Friday I will be going in for my 8 to 9 hour DIEP. That's pronounced deep flap surgery. You can Google that if you'd like. And you'll see that it is quite an intense surgery, but I'm looking forward to getting this part behind. I need to do this to kind of move on emotionally, to make some progress. It is only the first in a series of reconstruction surgeries that I will have, but it'll be the largest surgery. The others will probably be about 2 hours long, and this one is going to be a week in the hospital. I'll go right to ICU after the surgery. I'll probably be in ICU for a couple days. Hopefully, my birthday's Monday, so hopefully I won't spend my Monday, my birthday in ICU. Thank you. I'm hoping I don't spend my birthday in ICU. That's my only, that's my birthday gift if I'm out of ICU by then. So, so my my I don't really have I have a kind of a fact. Some people think that breast reconstruction after a mastectomy, when women have breast cancer, is considered cosmetic surgery. It is done by a plastic surgeon. However, it is not considered to be a cosmetic procedure. It's reconstructive surgery, just like, and I don't want to compare, one thing to another, but just like, if someone is injured in an accident, in some kind of accident, and they need to get facial reconstruction, or they, I don't know, burn victims, and there's a different type of reconstruction, but that's not considered cosmetic surgery. There's a different thing. It is medical. And since it is considered to be part of the treatment of a disease, cancer, so the law says that insurance providers must provide coverage for this surgery. So my surgery, I did hit some, a few road bumps like you would with any surgery with my insurance company, but they do have to provide coverage by law for this type of surgery because it's not cosmetic. It is considered medical. And the long-term prospects of living without breasts, or part of, or if women have a partial mastectomy, it's the same thing. It affects women differently. The choice for one woman won't necessarily be right for another. It's a very personal decision, and it's not one that's easy to make. But though this surgery changes your appearance, it also does have psychological benefits, and it can add to a sense of wellness for both the breast cancer victim and her family, and that's what this is doing for me. It's also, it's not just a physical thing, but it's providing me the beginning of my emotional healing process from what cancer has taken from me. So in a way, this is also helping. It's a different way I'm fighting cancer. That's how I look at it. So.
All right, two things.
Mm-hmm.
Do me a favor and pull your hair back. It's rubbing on your microphone.
Okay.
There you go. And those of you who tuned in last week and maybe have already purchased your shirt, May and I have awesome shirts for sale, and they're perfect for the holidays. If you don't want to wear an ugly Christmas sweater, actual sweater, you can wear this awesome Merry Thriftmas from J&A t-shirt, and the money is going to help Nadine with some of her costs. So we cannot post the link in the chat, which I think is very stupid, but we can post the link after the show in the comments down below. We can also post it. It's posted in the Thrifting Board group and on our fan page, Thrifty Business with J&A. It's for sale on Amazon. Comes in a variety of sizes, colors, kids, men's, and women's. So outfit the whole family for the holidays. If you're a family of thrifters, you need this t-shirt. Oh, I see people saying mine is on its way. Can't wait to wear it. So I cannot wait to see the pictures of people wearing our first shirt. Now, that's going to be awesome.
Yes,
Alrighty.
cool.
Let's get into our scores because, again, we both had good, different scores this week. Very happy week. So let's get right into it. Time for the scores of the week. Dun, da, da, da. All right, let's get, I think you are first. Yep, I did not sell those, so you are definitely first. Here.
Oh, okay. It's coming up.
Hang on a second.
All right.
There we go. Okay.
Oh, yeah, Nana, the picture looks awful now that I look at it. I listed those a while ago. But those are Nanette Lepore. They were size 6, which kind of, I think, delayed them for a bit. But if you ever find anything Nanette Lepore, purchase it. These actually were, I bought these, they were like, I could tell because they had the tags on them. They were samples. They were sample pants that had gotten donated from, I guess, I don't know, either from a retailer or directly from Nanette Lepore. And the only thing wrong with them was that they were missing a button, but there was an extra button inside. So I just had, I just had that sewn on, and it was fine. But I did get, I had them up for $39.99. Somebody offered me $29.99, and I was happy with that because they had been sitting for a while. So buyer left good feedback. All is good.
Cool. All right, next up.
Oh, yes, this is a score because It's a yard of fabric for $10.99 with free shipping, so it doesn't sound like a score, but it is a score because it went to a good home, and I always like that. Our friend Lynn Guziak, I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing Lynn's last name wrong. She actually purchased it from me, so it was just a warm and fuzzy purchase, and I like those too. That's always a nice thing. So in that sense, this was a score for me too. And she told me, she's got fruit in her kitchen, so she's going to do something fun in her kitchen. So I like it when I hear that, when it goes to somebody that I know, or the buyer, is really excited and tells me what they're going to do with it, and so that's nice.
Yeah. What if it's something you don't want to hear what they're going to do with it?
Well, I don't really sell. I don't think I sell anything that.
Hey, you never know.
That's true. That could happen too. Good point. And this is just a Disney coffee mug, and I was happy with, I'm always happy when I pay $1 for a coffee mug and I sell it for like the $25 price range. I think that's a score every time because they're easy to ship. FOMO it it went in a padded flat rate envelope. As a matter of fact, I couldn't get to the post office that day. I was just running around, and it fit in my blue box at the end of my street, FOMO'd, and it went boom to the bottom, but I knew that it was packed really securely, so I was fine with that. And so that was another pretty good sale.
Cool. All right, let's get over to my good sale, and this is actually going to be my shipping tip today. So I sold this awesome big giant Shamu plush, and as you can see, and I think we might have talked about this once before, but as you can see, every once in a while, get out of the photo studio if it warrants it. So here's Shamu in the photo studio. Looks fine and kind of boring, but by the pool, whole different ball game. So we jazzed it up, but I will show you my shipping tip. But this went out this morning, and I sold it for $75. I bought it for $3.50.
Wow.
This is another Christmas CD. I'm going to probably profile these all the time at this time of year when we do our shows. This sold for $40. I got it. It wasn't coming up in the normal databases, so I'm guessing the record store I bought it at didn't see it anywhere, so they were just like, I don't know, $4.99 or $5.99. I paid $5 or $6 for it, but I realized it was something kind of special, and it's not. It's a double CD, so it's a Bing Crosby Christmas CD and then a Bing Crosby Thanks for the Memory CD. So they're not both Christmas, but they ended up in the Christmas bin. But it was only up for less than a week, and it sold for $40. So. Like I always tell you, even though it's 2015, you can steal music from anywhere, you can download music from anywhere. People still want to buy collectible CDs.
Bob Haynes in the chat, he wrote, I wouldn't make much money on the whale plush if I had to buy a swimming pool.
Yeah, good point. Luckily, my house is having to come with it. And I don't think I shared this last week. Did I, Nay? This robe?
No, you didn't.
All right, so I love the women's robe section. I always find cool stuff there.
Perfect.
And this sold for $60.
I'm sorry, my thrifty encounter involves a plush robe, so it's just
cool.
Yes.
So this was like $4.99 or $5.99 in the robe section, and I got a lowball offer before, but I did not take it at $60. And I always find I would probably if I thrifted 3 times a week, I probably would find one good quality expensive robe every 3 trips out. So
really?
Do not sleep on the robe section. I always find good ones.
Okay, that's very odd because my thrifty encounter is all about robes. So.
All right, cool. See how we gel? We don't even discuss this, and we just gel perfectly.
Yes, that's very odd.
All right, even though we had some sweet scores. We still get some duds, and our duds of the week. Look, I don't care how long you do it, how good you are, if you've been on TV or not, you still mess up. And sometimes it's the 15 minutes of fame has run out. Sometimes it's just wasn't good. So let's hop right into. I'll do mine first, and I'll put you on to yours. Okay. Now this was a dud, and my assistant doesn't know this yet, but this was a dud because he made it a dud.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. Uh-oh is right. Gonna have a little stern talking to tomorrow. So as you notice, the title says Johari West Mahi Mahi Batik Fish Print Extra Large Batik Hawaiian shirt. Now, Mahi mahi's a fish. If you look at that picture, those are turtles. So he
Yes.
took an old listing and
Oh
was
no.
using it, but forgot to switch the pictures
So
out.
he should have said Hanu turtle in there,
Yep,
right?
exactly. And that'd be pronounced Honu, my dear.
Okay, I always say Hanu. I
But
like
see,
it.
his
It
description
sounds
was
better.
right, but all his pictures were wrong. So the guy buys it and goes, "Hey, wait a minute, did I just buy turtles or fish?" So, so I told him it was fish, and he goes, "Geez, I like the turtle picture." So I sent him a picture, and he goes, "All right, I'll take it." He sounded kind of like, "Man," I go, "Trust me, it's a great pic. It's a great shirt." So kind of a dud because I didn't catch this. I check every listing before it gets live. I somehow missed this, but we'll be having a little chat tomorrow.
I've done that too. Take it easy on Jeremy.
Oh, he's gonna get bitch slapped
Aw,
tomorrow.
poor
Just
Jeremy.
kidding. Now this is my other dud. I actually lost money on this one. When I was with Teresa Cox a couple years ago in Phoenix, we did a class, and someone had dropped off their entire reel-to-reel collection, and I bought most of it, and in that collection was some sweet, sweet scores. I sold a James Brown for 75. I sold some jazz piece for 100. Obviously, no one cared about Lena Horne because I sold this yesterday for $7 with free shipping. So if you see
Wow.
a Lena Horne reel to reel, I would probably pass that on by.
Okay, this is a real dud. Can you go to the picture back of that
The back of the.
sweater? Like there should be a close up of the embroidery in the back.
Oh, okay. You got it right here. I blew
Yeah,
past it.
so gosh, this sweater's been listed I think for 2 holiday seasons now. Um, it's three. This would be the third. So I bought that. I still remember the thrift store I bought it. I was still working up at my old job, and there was this church thrift up there, and I grabbed it because it was Woolrich, which number one, Woolrich always sells for me. Obviously, not always because and it had all this really detailed embroidery, and it was kind of holiday-ish, and it's a real heavy, like it doesn't show it in the pictures, but that sweater weighed more than a pound. I mean, it had to go in a padded flat
Wow.
rate. It was, yes, it
It's a
was.
small sweater that weighs more than a
It's a
pound.
size small. It's a Woolrich. It was a really good quality, well-made sweater, and it was
All right.
heavy. Yes. So you wouldn't know that by looking for, but I think because it was a size small, I think that hurt me, and I had gotten a couple offers here and there, and just nothing. So I finally dropped the price down to $19.99 was best offer. I just want to get rid of the thing, and someone offered me 15, and I was just like, fine. So and then it cost five and some change to ship it in a priority padded flat rate. So I really didn't make much on it, but it's gone, and hopefully the person who bought it will enjoy it, and that's that.
Hey, before we get to your next one, I want to jump in real quick and interject something from my dud because I answered it in the chat, but I want to put it out to anybody who watches this afterwards because you can't see the chat. Scott Williams said, I have some reel-to-reels, but I can't test them. I didn't test any of mine. Look, I have sold over 100,000 pieces of media in my time. CDs, DVDs, records, 45s, reel-to-reels, 8-tracks, cuts. I don't test any of them. I don't test any of them. So you just got to visually grade them. And have I had a couple where the customer said, hey, this isn't working or isn't right? Yep. But the amount I've sold, comparatively speaking, it ain't anything. So just visually grade them with your eye and then write untested. If somebody calls you on it, and they say it doesn't work, you just got to take their word for it. But it rarely, rarely happens. Okay, let me get back to you now. All right, and your last dud.
Oh yeah, this one. Um, I think I might have been able to make this into a score if I wasn't getting surgery this week. I'll explain. So this guy offered me $5, best offer, and I was like, no way, I'm not taking that. But this tie has been sitting around for a while, so I should have countered him at 15. I countered him at 10, and he accepted it. So I sold this for $10 with free shipping. However, he didn't pay for quite. It was like, I waited a few days and finally sent him a payment reminder, and then he finally sent me a message saying, well, I really like this tie, and I was checking out the other ties that you have listed, but if you're going to be listing some other ties in the near future, I might be interested. So and then you could just ship them all together. And I said, well, I will be listing some more ties in the near future, but not in the very near future because I'm fighting breast cancer and I'm going in for the surgery, this week, and my store is going to be closed. So I'm sorry, I'm not going to have time to. So I probably could have gotten a repeat customer out of this, but I probably, because of the timing, didn't. So that's okay though. It went $10.
All right, so real quick, I'm going to add something to this list. Speaking of when things run out their 15 minutes, even though this band hasn't run out their 15 minutes, I've had this T-shirt listed for over a year, maybe a year and a half, and as we were going to air, it just sold. So One Direction small T-shirt from 2012 I just sold for $20. I actually bought it on Thrift Hunters, so it's been sitting around for quite a while. But
Wow.
hey, I will take it. I'm very happy. 1D, baby. All right, we've done our scores. We've done our duds. Now it's time for Close Encounters of the Thrifty Kind. All right, last week I had a good one, and I forgot it twice, and then now I remembered it. So we were filming Season 2 of Thrift Hunters, and we were at a community garage sale in Willoughby, which is right outside of Cleveland, where I grew up. And when we do things like that, we have a starting point, and we start at the house of the lady who put the community sale together, and then we just wandered. So there was no set path. We just, we would go to this garage sale, and we'd see one over there, and we'd wander over there, and we'd wander over there. So there was nothing set in stone other than the starting point. A guy sees us, and he's like a house ahead of us, and he sees us filming. And he gets to this house before we do, and he walks up to the people, and they tell us this. This is how I know this. He's like this. He's like, okay, show me all the stuff they put here to stage it. So he thought we were adding stuff to the garage sales. And these people throwing the garage sale were so smart, they went like this. They put this here, and this here, and this here, and this here. And the guy bought it all, thinking he was screwing us.
Oh, that's
so when
funny.
we get there, they tell us that. I'm like, you guys are so smart. Good thinking on your feet there. And he went home, and he thought he had some scores. He probably had some duds.
That is funny. So my thrifty encounter, actually, it didn't happen in a thrift store. It happened in Target. But I can explain how it relates to. So I needed a really nice, warm, fuzzy robe for the hospital this week, right? So yeah, it's kind of like the one that Jason just showed. That was the right size and everything. And so I was like, you know what? I have to go to the thrift store to get one, but I haven't had time to go. I just haven't had time to get to Goodwill or Philly AIDS Thrift. I've been so busy. I just with going in, I don't have time to hit a thrift store right now. And I know if I go to the thrift store, I'm not going to just be able to go to the robe section, get the robe. And so I was in Target, and they had them at 40% off. So I got a boring Target robe, and it's just not. I know I could have gotten like this nice plush one if I had looked, but I don't have the time to look around either at the thrift stores to find one.
You could have bought a nice Kimpton one for $70 from me.
Well, mine was a little cheaper than that at Target, but so it was a nice, it's a decent kind of, just fleecy robe. It'll do for the hospital. It's fine. But I was mad because I hate paying retail. I hate buying any, and I know I could have gotten a better quality for probably like, a fraction of the price. I mean, I paid like $20 for this. It's not like, but anyway, so when I got to the cash register, when I got to the cashier, I somehow got talking to her about, she's like, oh, this is nice. I was like, yeah, I'm going to the hospital and blah, blah, blah. And I wish I could have, I hate buying things retail anymore because I'm a thrifter. And she started talking to me, and she said, that she loves thrifting too. And she said, yeah, she said, I can't spend any of my money that I make here, like on clothes or anything, 'cause I have to thrift too, because I feel like I'm just wasting money. Like I thrift everything. So we got into this conversation, and I referred her to Thrifty Business, and it's kind of a nice little discussion, but it was all over my quest for a good robe, and I would have preferred to find one in the thrift store, but just never got there. I needed it this week, so I have a Target robe.
There you go. Time for our thrifty tips of the week, and mine comes a little bit of a visual. And so, and I've talked about this before. I bought a dead man's closet, and he had a lot of good name brand stuff, but a lot of boring stuff. So if you're at, especially if you're at a garage sale and shirts or jeans or pants or anything that you can group together is cheap, buy them. So we listed all the good stuff, by itself. So all the Nat Nast, Tommy Bahamas, they won solo. But then we got like these Roundtree in New York, these 3 plaid shirts that if you look up Roundtree in New York plaid shirts, button downs are just kind of, they're not a big seller. But, when you put 3 together, someone who wears a specialty size like 2XLT, if this is what they kind of wear on a daily basis or to work, boom. So I sold this lot of 3 for $35, and they paid $9 for shipping. So take your boring, if you can get it at a sweet deal, and make little groups of them, and you will sell them. I've sold lots of groups of the boring shirts like this, 3s and 4s and 2s, and I know, especially me, I'm a 2XLT, so if I see a group of something in my specialty size, I'm all over it.
Okay, so my thrifty tip has to do with hardware on clothing, and I'm talking about, actually I had a prop here that I have to step off and get. So always check. I think I've said before, to check buttons.
Looked up and you were gone.
I know. I just said I had to get my prop before. If you were listening to me. So always check hardware. And I've said, check buttons to make sure they're there. I've said that kind of stuff too. But, unzip and zip the zippers to make sure that they actually zip. I have gotten things home before because I haven't done that, and there's been broken zippers. Hook and eyes, that's another thing, and they're easy to replace. Don't not buy something because it doesn't have, it's missing a hook and eye. Those are really easy to get replaced, even if you don't know how to sew. Bring it to your dry cleaner, and they'll charge you like $2 for it. Snaps, make sure the snap actually snaps, that it's not torn. Buttons, if there's buttons missing, actually look inside and see if there's a spare button. If not, you can always match it, closely, take the bottom button off and match, something closely. So that's not a deal breaker. A broken zipper, depending upon what the item is, if you want to have a zipper replaced, that can be expensive. So it depends on what the item is. But that's usually a deal breaker for me. So here's an example of one that I did not, and I'm going to list this shirt anyway because it's a cool shirt. But I did not look at the buttons carefully, or actually they're snaps. So these have like this, they're made to look like the pearl snaps. I don't know if you can see this one right there that I'm pointing to.
You're a little too high.
Okay. The one that I'm pointing to right now.
Beautiful.
So that looks like, it's kind of supposed to look like a pearl snap, one of those. But if you look at the snap right above it, you see the one right above it?
Little missing there.
Yeah, there's something missing there. And it's not just missing there. It's missing one on this pocket, and it's missing, there's a couple others that, I think on the sleeves, yeah, the bottom of the sleeves are missing them too. So someone will still buy it, but that's gonna hurt the price a little bit. It's an awesome shirt, but unfortunately, if they really want all the snaps to match, they're gonna either have to replace them all, or find something that closely matches, which I don't know how they're going to find something exact. So
the only good thing about that shirt missing those is it's kind of busy, so it's not as noticeable if it was just a solid shirt. Yep.
That's very true, because I didn't notice it until I brought it home and I was really looking at it. So, but always really go over your hardware on your clothing for that reason.
Good tip. You have got to be shipping me. All right. Usually Nate gives a good shipping tip. I give a what not to do. But today I have a how-to shipping tip. So today I saw that big giant Shamu. So let me get my pictures up here. And we took pictures along the way so I could show you guys what we did. And if a plush is quality, it's easily shrunk down when you suck the air out, and it will pop back up right to the normal size. Now that means it's quality plush. It means there's nothing hard inside of it. It means it's not crappy Fair One plush. and it means there's no like electronics or stuff like that in it. It's just plush, plush, plush. So here is the little montage of pictures. So as you can see, Shamu's a tad bit bigger than the box we're using. Oh, he's trying to dive into the box. As you can see how long he is compared to the box. So because it's also that time of year, I want to protect him from the elements. We got a trash bag, and there's Jeremy sticking him in the trash bag. And then I took my just regular vacuum cleaner, and I stuck it inside the bag, and it starts to shrink.
Oh, good. That's a good, okay.
And shrink, and then it was underneath the level of the box. So there it is. Now that giant plush is now in that nice box, and there is the finished product.
Awesome. I like the vacuum cleaner part.
And yes, that is frozen Kleenex right there on my desk. All right, and then I have a little I have a little bonus shipping tip today. This is me being very thrifty and frugal. I had a friend and a fan named Lon. Thank you, Lon. Send me some awesome tiki postcards I did not have. Thank you for the gift. But what I noticed was the post office never canceled his stamps. Oops, I don't want to show our addresses. I just realized that. Oh, wrong side. There we go. Never canceled the stamps, so I'll be cutting those out and reusing them. Thank you, post office. So there's your bonus shipping tip. Keep a glue stick near you, cut out your stamps that don't get canceled, and use them again. Sucker.
Okay, so my shipping tip, I was supposed to have a prop, and I forgot it upstairs. So that's okay, though. I think everybody would know what I'm talking about. So I keep one of those sticky lint rollers. If I were to have a shipping area, which I really don't with my setup because it's too small, I would keep one in my shipping area. But I do keep one on my desk usually. It's not here right now, of course. And normally, like when I'm packing up clothing, I'll hit it with a steamer really quick before I ship it. So I usually keep them upstairs, and that's where I use them. But my advice is, even if you don't have pets, I have 3 cats, and my cats do not. I have all of my clothing and whatnot in bins, and they're not walking around in my inventory or anything. But stray cat hairs, stray fuzzies. We have a dog. Stray dog hairs.
Wait! You have cats?
Yeah. Okay.
I'm hilarious. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. So my point is that stray hairs can find their way, and like fuzzies and stuff, on black, like. So my advice is to always take a lint roller before you put it in the shipping bag. And why are you laughing?
I'm not laughing.
You're laughing at me.
No, keep going, girlfriend.
Anyway, so just lint roll it once over. Make sure that you don't have any stray hairs or lint, and then put it right into a Ziploc baggie or a plastic bag, and then into the shipping bag, and there you go.
And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. And now it's time for our viewers' 2-minute topic of the week. And this week is submitted by Linda Eastwood Randall. Thank you very much, Linda. And this is a very timely question since Nay's about to be out of commission for at least a week or so. How do you handle a short vacation, say 3 days, and not mess up your shipping times? All right, let me get the timer in here, and for once, I'm actually ready to go. All right, you ready, Nay?
I'm ready. I'm going first?
All right, you were first, and you're off.
Okay. So I always put my store on vacation mode if I'm away during business days. Now, the last time I went away it was a short weekend. I talked about I flew to Rhode Island. I saw Jason. I saw my friend Pam. I saw my friend Ron. So I left on a Friday. I came back on a Sunday night. Since business days don't count for weekends, in that instance, those 3 days, I did not put my store on vacation. I was fine. However, when I go into the hospital this week, I will be putting my store on vacation. I don't just extend my shipping times because I don't want to overpromise or underpromise and upset people. So I always just suck it up, put my store on vacation, close it down, and then as soon as I'm able to, I open it back up again. So that's the way I do it. Even if I was to go away for like 3 days, and this is the example that they gave, in the middle of the week, I would put it on vacation mode because I don't have anyone at home here that can help with shipping and everything else.
Good job. All right, let me get me on the screen. Here I go.
That's hidden vacation too, by the way.
Yeah, so obviously my answer is get an assistant. They don't have to worry ever about vacation. Now, that's not
Yeah,
realistic
yeah.
for everyone. Um, but before I had an assistant, if we were planning a 3-day getaway, I, of course, always try to plan it around a weekend or a holiday because it would help. Now, here's what to keep in mind. Say you're going away for 3 or 4 days and you're coming back on, say, Saturday. Make sure you end your vacation at Thursday night, well, Friday morning technically, at 12:01 a.m. Because anything that gets sold on Friday, if you have 1-day handling, does not need to be shipped until Monday. Okay?
Mhm.
So don't have your vacation end when you get home. Have it end when you can realistically get it shipped out on Monday. So even if you don't get home till
Yeah.
Sunday,
Yep.
have it end Thursday night into Friday morning. So 12:01 a.m. Friday morning, and that way you're not losing another day. So, but use your vacation time if you can. Beautiful. All
And
right.
yes, postcard guy, if you don't have a store, unfortunately, you don't have that option. You would have to end
Yes.
all of your auctions or
Yeah,
listings.
that was from two of us who have a store. All right, real quick, before we get to our guest, if you're in the Southern California area, I am actually a vendor at a tiki event on Saturday in in Garden Grove, which is in the Anaheim area. And I will put up the little screen here to show you where I'm going to be at. It's called the International Tiki Marketplace. It is this Saturday, December 5th, 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. It's $10 to get in, but get you a cocktail, so it's basically free to get in. There's going to be about 40 vendors. There's going to be tikis, tiki mugs, tons of clothing, all kinds of cool stuff. One of my all-time favorite bands, my buddies are in it. It's called the Smokin' Menahunis. We're going to be playing old school Hawaiian music. There'll be probably some Hawaiian dancers, and there'll be some tiki carving going on. So it's at the Elks Lodge in Garden Grove on Trask Avenue from 10 to 3. So come down and see me. And I'm not only selling my own stuff. If you're a fan of the show Bad Ink on A&E, I am good friends with the tattoo artist Dirk Verman, and he used to have a giant tiki collection in his studio and decided to clean it out. So he has tasked me with selling his tiki collection. So I'll be selling my stuff and his whole tiki collection at this event. So come on down, see me. Come if you're not into tiki, start your collection now. Come buy something from one guy who was on TV, from another guy who was on TV. All right.
And those are Jason's tattoos in the background that Dirk did.
Yes, that is my tattoos and Nay's artwork. And no, Gail, that is not exotica. The Smoky Manihunis are what's called hapahole. It's old school Hawaiian music. So exotica is more a little bit jazz oriented. Smoky Manihunis are playing old school slide guitar Hawaiian music. So it's going to be a very cool afternoon. And it's going to be mid 70s. If you're in Southern California, come on by. It's going to be a fun day. We're outside. We're under a giant tent. It's going to be a blast. Oh, and one last thing.
Maybe I'll just skip out on my surgery and come to Southern California.
And one last thing. If they come in on time, if not, you can buy them on Amazon. Our first shirt was the shirt I showed you, that Thrifty Business with J&A. Oh, this does not look good when you maximize it. So I'll do it this way. This is my other shirt. My home bar is called the Den of Sin. And with Nadine's help, we made up a Christmas version of the Den of Sin t-shirt. So if you like that, if you don't like the other shirt but like that, Nay also gets a cut of these proceeds. So I will put the link for this shirt too in my thing. So this is our little cool, swanky, tiki Christmas shirt. All right, all the commercials are done. Let's get our guest in here, shall we? All right.
I'm excited about our guests tonight. They're awesome.
Yes, let's get to it. Well, shoot, I wasn't sharing the screen. I did so good this whole episode, I forgot the last thing to do. Let's try it again. Hey, look, it's Dave and Liz Ing. All right, let's bring them on here.
What?
Well, there they are. Hang on, there they are. Hi, guys.
Hi.
How are you? Thanks for having me.
Welcome.
Yeah, we're so excited to be here, and we're big fans of the show. We ordered our T-shirts, and
Aw, thank you.
yeah. I'm trying to think of a cool place to take a picture of myself.
Yes, I also, Liz and Dave are big supporters of, they've been big supporters of the National Breast Cancer Foundation to our fundraiser. So I just want to say thank you guys. I really appreciate everything that you've done. It's been really nice.
Yeah. We want you to feel loved and supported.
I do. You guys are amazing. Yes.
We have Dave and Liz on tonight because, like all guests, they have something to offer, something to teach, something to help with. But above all, they become good friends, and like I said, they never hesitate to help out.
Yes.
And they've helped out many times with any fundraiser we've done, buying the shirts, and so I'm so excited and happy to call them my friends, and I'm so glad they're on because.
And they know their stuff too.
And they do. I see they're killing it. So let's, I'll start this one, Nate, because why don't you guys tell the story of how the first time we actually physically met?
Well, the first time, I don't know if you remember this. The first time I physically met Jason, it was actually in Philadelphia at eBay On Location, and but I have a feeling you wouldn't remember me because you see hundreds of people probably at these events, and
I think it was the same event where you actually met Nadine for the first time.
Yeah, so I heard you speak that day, and I had no idea. I don't even think I knew what a Facebook group was at the time. So I joined, I joined your group after, after that, and that's when we really began to learn just, what is out there. Like, just we got some great ideas, and because that's one thing that we struggled with originally was, what can I sell? What's worth money? We knew that there were some pie in the sky things out there that you could find in thrift stores or garage sales, but I never seemed to find them.
Right.
And
you showed us how it's really done, which is a little money here, a little money there, a shirt here, a mug there.
You mix it all together, and it ends up adding up to a lot.
Yeah.
And but we also won the Worth Point competition. We made a little video about using Worth Point, and we used it to research an item that we picked up on a road trip. I guess that's a couple years ago now, and so we got to fly out to see Jason, in Vegas, and he took us around thrifting with Will Seipel.
I remember when you guys won that. That was awesome. Yeah.
It was so fun.
Yeah,
I was so excited.
Fun. Yeah, and we had some good talks. I felt like my brain got stretched like this way.
I will say, for those who don't know, maybe you're new to following me, following the groups, don't know Liz and Dave. We had a video contest, how to use Worth Point, and we had a lot of great entries, but theirs was not only great for showing how the use of the product, good editing, and is my buddy there? Because they use their dog, and as you know, I'm a dog lover, and he's a dog lover. And so they made a great video, and what I'll do is I will link to the video down below in the comments once the show's over. Like I said, we can't do it in the chat, but obviously the comments stay forever. So I will put the link to the video because it's such a great video. Like, good job on the editing.
That's all Liz. She's the videographer.
I mean, even if you don't care about the contest or Worth Point, it's just a fun video to watch. Like, it's so just like, oh, what a great family road trip, That's, and when I say family, it's you two and your dog. And in my house, the family is us and the dogs.
Right.
Same for us.
Yes, so we had an automatic connection there, us and our...
we bonded over our pint-sized puppies.
Yeah. To keep them healthy, and so...
So, even though we met at Philly, as you said, I didn't really know you guys, and you won the contest, and you came out, and... the contest wasn't based on how nice anybody is, but boy, you guys are probably two of the nicest people I've ever met, one of the nicest couples, and it was so great to spend the day thrifting and talking and teaching and goofing around. And I remember us having a blast in that Epic store. Just Liz, you were trying on just like the cheesiest 80s jacket. Oh, I remember a story. So Liz was trying on cheesy 80s jackets. This Epic
I remember that.
This Epic had just been filling up. It was brand new. And we were kind of making fun of them being from the 80s. And Liz is rocking it. She's like working the runway. And she walks past a customer, and the customer goes, oh, I have a jacket just like that, or I love that. But we were goofing on it, and we were like, oh, my God, that customer loves that jacket.
Right. I think she actually grabbed that jacket when you put it down.
She
was wearing it around the store.
Oh, yeah. We were laughing at it for the 80s quality, and she was like, I need this jacket now.
And the funny story too is that they were doing a raffle at Epic that day.
Oh,
and,
right.
And they were giving us, for every $20 that you spend, you get little tickets to go into the raffle for a flat screen TV. And I just handed Jason mine. I was like, we're not going to be able to bring
right. There's nothing we can do with a big screen TV. Plus, we don't
Yeah.
even watch TV. So
yeah, and it turns out
My kind of people.
yeah, it was the winning ticket, and Jason went and picked up the TV.
Yeah, so they fly back home, and I'm laying on the couch like a day later. So the Epic had a whole grand opening weekend, and I get a call, and they're like, "You've won the TV." I'm like, "What?" And it was the ticket. I have my own tickets because I bought a few things that day, but it was one of the tickets that you guys gave me. So
Right.
every night when Stacy, my wife, and I go to bed, we watch the TV we won because of you guys. So I still owe you many thanks for that because it's a great TV.
you don't owe us anything. We owe you everything.
Oh no, it's it's funny. Every night when I go to bed, I think of Liz and Dave. Every night. I'm like, oh, I love those guys. I got a TV.
And then when Jason was out to visit Nadine in Philly, he was doing a class. I got to go down and take his class.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was fun.
Got to go around, and I met them for drinks later on. And Jason sent me to Philly AIDS Thrift that afternoon.
Yeah, that's an awesome. Yeah, we were just saying because I don't live too far from you guys that we have to get together to get thrifting. Yeah, that's
Nice
after I'm recovered a little bit.
Yeah. As soon as you're feeling well, we'll celebrate.
Definitely, that'll be fun.
Yeah.
I'll be out there first after the first of the year, and I'll details later, but I'll let you guys know. We'll plan on a thrift outing to Philly AIDS Thrift.
Yeah,
Awesome.
definitely.
Yeah. We have some good thrifting in Pennsylvania. We're 45 minutes north of Philly in Allentown area, and good location. The whole regional area in eastern PA is good.
Good
for
spot.
thrifting, and we have you learn just if you live somewhere, you learn the places to go and and what days when their sales are, things like that.
Yes.
And so it's good.
All right, now
So
you
you
got
guys
questions for him, or you want to beat him
Yeah,
down?
well, I wanted to talk about. I wanted them to talk about their blog a little bit.
Oh, wait.
Oh.
Actually, we can do that first. I forgot they gave us scores and duds, too.
Oh yeah, let's do those first. I think that's better. Yeah.
I remember one guest we forgot to do their scores and duds, and I don't want to do that
I
again.
remember that was Teresa too.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, that was like one of. Oh man.
I'm confused because your one dud seems like a score to me, so let's get into it.
Oh right, yeah, the dud. You can do that.
Okay, let's do it. Let's
All
do
right, is this the score or the dud?
This is a major dud. We had these boots for 2 years. I liked them. They were in perfect shape, and they look great. And I actually they were sold twice and returned twice.
What?
Yeah, I shipped them in.
Oh no, the worst item. I've had that. Yes.
Yeah, and so we shipped it to, I think we shipped it just across the country twice in a boot box, not in just a regular, priority mail shoe box.
Was it both times to Seattle?
I think so.
I think it was both times to Seattle, back and
forth. Right,
it's
a sensible shoe for Seattle. It's waterproof, leather. They look great. But I think that, and I noticed this when I sent you the link though, that I think that my issue was that it's important to put the circumference of the top of the boot, especially if it gets returned to you once and they say it didn't fit.
The calf area is
Yeah, like I've gotten emails before. Can you measure the circumference of the boot, of the top of the boot?
Absolutely.
And, so I think that's what the issue was here. So I put that back into I donated it back and put it back into circulation. I usually have 3 strikes and you're out.
Well, that's good.
That's good.
We'll see, but this one was
we were
2
tired
strikes.
of looking at it.
Yeah.
It had to go.
Yeah.
I never thought of that, so I'm gonna take that as a good tip. Thank you. I've never thought of measuring the top of the boot, but thinking about it, women have skinny legs, have thicker legs. I get it now.
Yeah, and they actually make wider calfed boots for women that have larger calves, or plus size women. So it's really important to measure that because that's an issue with me. I mean, I usually like, I don't need, they're usually too big on my calves. Like usually like there's too much room and I don't like that either. So it's, you don't want, so that's an important.
I love learning. All right, so that's your dud.
Yeah, I have a second
We
dud here
have
too.
another dud
Oh,
that.
wait, hang on. I'll bring you guys up here. There. Okay, there you go.
Oh yeah, that's a score.
Yeah, that's a score.
You guys are on the screen now, so let's talk about your dud.
Yeah, the second dud is right here. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
This is a Toy Richard 3X
Really?
wine
Close
shirt.
to the thing.
Yeah, there we go. And I liked it because it was a 3X. It's their cotton lawn material, like the Egyptian cotton that Toy Richard uses. But I get this home and I really, and I'm pretty careful in the thrift store, but there's this giant rip on the shirt.
Whoa!
Oh!
and I usually wouldn't miss something like that, but that's usually my type of goods. And that's not really something you can repair.
Oh, no.
Because Liz will talk about this, that she upcycles some of our materials sometimes to make a scarf out of it, but I don't think
it's too ugly to turn into a scarf.
Wait, so show me exactly where the rip is again. Like, hold the whole shirt up. Can I work it out, or is it that messed?
Well, it's here's the top of the shirt. Now, when you go to the bottom,
looks like it's in the back.
That's not the rip. Where is
it? Oh, the other side.
Yeah.
It's the size. Is it the size where the vent was?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's like.
They almost added extra.
All right, so I'll tell you what. Please don't throw it away. I will send you a couple bucks for shipping. I will cut the sleeves off it. That'll be one of my around the pool shirts. I'll upcycle it. That'll be next summer's pool shirt.
All right, we'll send that to you.
We'll mail it to you for sure.
There you go.
But after all, it's a score.
Yeah.
For you.
Yeah, there we go. Like I said, I'll tear the sleeves off and I'm good. I got a nice new fancy shirt. All right.
Awesome.
Cool. See, your dud's not a dud to me.
Yeah, perfect.
I got a use for it.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Now let's get to your scores because I love your scores.
Okay, yeah, this is a Ted Baker shirt, and we like to sell well for me, since I was in corporate America for so long, I gravitate to men's business shirts and long sleeve dress shirts, things like that, and I like them because they're easy to store, easy to ship, and they're very light, so they're usually going first class, and you rarely get returns because men pretty much know their size, and so this shirt is a Ted Baker dress shirt, and you can fold the cuffs up. There's some contrast print in the in the cuffs and along the inside, and we bought it for $3.75 locally here, and then sold it for $60. It was up for, we did a list it and forget it. It was up for about 5 months, and but I'm okay with that because seasons change. You need to wait for like seasons to cycle a little bit, and then men need their long sleeve shirts for work, and during the summer they're looking for the short sleeves, and then some people are shopping all year for short sleeve shirts too.
Totally.
And so this one's that, and then I have another. If your audience wants to know about men's dress shirts in particular, sometimes you'll see I have an English laundry shirt here, and this is you'll see numbers on the size tag sometimes. This is, probably can't see it, but it's a 16, 34, 35, and the numbers. The first number is the neck size, and men will usually know that, and then the second numbers are the sleeve length, and that's measured from the middle of the neck down to the end of the sleeve, and I usually use a cloth measuring tape for that, and then this one I measured it earlier. It's right in between. It was 34.5 inches. So, and that's an important measurement for men, because if you're sometimes I've seen dress shirts and they're an extra 2 inches. It'll say that it's a 32, 33, but the sleeve measurement actually is 35 inches. So that's something to note in the listing. And then, I've still sold them that way, but they just want to be aware that that the sleeve is a little longer than what the manufacturer estimated.
Yeah.
Cool.
Love men's shirts.
Yeah, we love men's shirts, and
ooh, yeah, these are fun. They have a fun story.
Yeah, we got these in
Boulder,
Colorado when we were road tripping this summer.
And we had a really hard time finding anything for resale in Boulder because the thrift stores just seemed like they were priced very high. And we were about to give up, and I spotted these.
Oh, they're born. Yeah.
What's that?
Born, yeah.
Yeah. So, and Born is one of those brands that's a little bit hit or miss in terms of resale, but I knew because these were ankle boots and because they were red and because I think, were they women's size 10?
Yeah, I'm not sure.
I knew that they would be...
Yeah, women's size 10.
Yeah, I knew that they would be good items because, you know, women like me who have larger feet are always looking for good, cute shoes. So we picked them up. What did we pay for them?
We paid about $11. It was 10 and some change.
Yeah.
And they were up for how long? I think
a couple months.
Yeah, I think it might have just been 1 month.
Yeah, they weren't up for very long at all, and they sold right away.
A lot of interest, and they sold right away.
Yeah.
They're cool boots.
Big score.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that like those buckles and whatnot that are on there are very popular right now. So.
Yeah,
Totally.
I always like selling things that have you can remember where you bought it from. We have a pair of shoes that we bought in Jackson Hole, Wyoming that they're on strike number 3, but that's a sign. Yeah. Right, yeah, but they're cool shoes. Yeah. And usually we, when people worry about returns a lot, and we always aim to keep a little buffer. You keep a little buffer in your PayPal account just to handle returns. We don't get a lot of returns at all. But it's good to keep a little extra cash in your PayPal account just in case you get a return. And eBay I think eBay is encouraging everyone to lean that way anyway.
Yeah.
And we do hassle-free returns. It's the process has become much easier for our customers and for us too. That they're sending it back. It's fine, no problem.
Awesome.
All right, so we have this is a ski refract.
Yeah, this is it. Now there's 2 companies that I know of that are main ones. There's Yakima, and then there's also Thule roof racks. So if you ever see in thrift stores like attachments for that says Thule on it, this one's Yakima. It's ski season, so I wanted to run an auction on it because people are starting to get the equipment for their cars. And we got this at the Goodwill outlet. We have a good one up here.
So we paid for it by the pound.
Yeah, so it was probably $8 or $9 total with
still a good deal.
Everything.
I might be making a trip to see you guys sometime.
Right? Yeah, we can go to the outlet. It's
we don't have an outlet here.
Yeah, we have to spend.
It's the best.
Yeah, I go there I've spent 4 or 5 hours there at a time, and they do floor changes every couple hours.
We get a lot of good stuff there.
Okay, yeah, I'm coming up your way one day too then.
Yeah. And we can buy lunch. Yeah. We'll buy lunch if you come up to our area. Totally. Yeah, so that's that. And we get a lot of our good things. And I like the outlet because it really helps you because you're looking at everything. You're looking at things that you don't necessarily deal with, regularly. Because I don't find a lot of men's shirts there, so I'm forced to really pick out, women's clothing, sweaters.
It pushes you out of your comfort zone and forces you to experiment with
like the different hard goods,
different types of things.
I see a lot of
like Yakima roof racks.
Yeah, and things like new like media that hasn't been used or just last year I got a Roboraptor. It was like an electronic robot, like a raptor that stomps around and roars and
we gave it to our nieces and nephews.
We gave it to them for Christmas. And that was fun. And then
this is from your Etsy store, and boy, I recognize that smile.
Yeah. Yeah, for eBay we always do photos in the studio with all of that, but on Etsy I like to have a more natural kind of lifestyle vibe to it, so I usually take those pictures outside and I'll wear the item if it's something wearable, but this is something that actually we use the outlet to get. So at the outlet it's very easy to spot cashmere sweaters in the big bins because cashmere, at least to me, it really stands out because it feels different from other fabric. But a lot of times cashmere will have some kind of flaw. It will have a moth bite in it. It will have a rip. It'll be maybe just slightly misshapen. And so when we find a perfect cashmere sweater, we either sell that or I claim it, like this Steve found me at the outlet.
Right, just last week.
But if it's not perfect, I cut it up and I sew it into these scarves. And this particular scarf sold a couple weeks ago or last week for $55, and it
Wow.
went
Wow,
yeah.
that's awesome.
Right, and it's practically nothing by the time you look at how much that weighs, because we're paying by the weight, at the
Right,
Goodwill
it
pound
costs
stores.
almost nothing to
Yeah.
make it, because I can take one sweater and I mix match it with other sweaters that I think look cute together, and
That's awesome.
so every sweater makes 2 to 3 to 4 scarves.
Wow.
And then each scarf I can usually charge around 50 or 55 if it's
Oh, that's awesome.
And I think you said you sold.
that went
4 in the last-
internationally. Yeah, that one went internationally, so they even paid $10 for shipping. And I've sold 4 in the last few weeks, so that's like $200. So really nice.
So hey, there's a good question, because I am clueless to things like I can't do a button. So somebody asked, how do you keep the sweater from unraveling once you've cut it?
Oh, well, sweaters are kind of like t-shirts, because especially if the weave is tight enough, so they tend not to unravel. But I did go ahead and buy a base model serging machine. It's like what, if you look at the inside of your t-shirts, and you can see that seam is made up of 4 different threads, and it kind of overlaps the side of it, and it holds it together. So with those 4 threads, it keeps it stretching, and it keeps it from any possible unraveling.
Awesome.
So yeah, so those are good items, because he gets cashmere sweaters every week. So
Right,
I
can
just
find them
add them
usually
to
when
the
I go,
collection, pair them together, sew them. That's it.
That is great.
Yeah.
And she has a big pile to choose from with colors.
Yeah, I have a huge stock of sweaters right now. So.
That's great.
Yeah.
Do you guys have more? Do we have more coming
No,
up?
that was it.
That was-
Okay. Do you guys sell full time?
He does.
Yeah, I'm full time,
Yeah.
and we're building it. We're going to. We're actually going to hire a virtual assistant next year. You got us fired up about
Yeah,
getting an
thanks,
assistant.
Jason.
Yeah. But we're gonna start with a virtual assistant to help just do the data entry, because what I learned from you when we were out visiting in Vegas is that to scale the business, you really need to have a stockpile of items. So I've been trying to, I think I was only 100 items behind when we did the trip.
Right, a year ago when we
Yeah.
met you, we were behind by 100
Yeah,
items.
and now I think we're 500 or 600 items that I have here at the house that I haven't listed yet. So so we're gonna hire someone to help us do the data entry, get it all set up,
Mm-hmm.
and that can just churn them out. And so we're going to do an expansion over the next year,
Yeah.
and push to the next level store.
Yeah.
And then Liz is a English teacher here,
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I teach 12th grade English.
molding young minds.
Yeah. My 10th year. So, yeah, it's good times. Yeah.
That was awesome.
So do you just sell on the 2 platforms, eBay and Etsy?
Yeah, currently.
For now,
Yeah,
yeah.
for now. Yeah, for now. And then I'd like to add Amazon, but I feel just.
We've been dragging our feet about it.
I know,
'Cause
me too. I have been too. I have the same problem, and yeah.
So real quick, I don't know what this crazy echo is.
I know.
Here, let me try one thing real quick.
You're echoing as well.
Hello?
Yes.
Oh, I fixed it.
You did?
Yeah. All right, cool. Oh, no, it didn't.
No, it didn't. You're echoing.
Oh, no.
Seems like, is there a delay?
The only people not echoing are Liz and Dave. So, sorry.
Yeah.
What are you going to do?
Too late in the show to even figure it out, so. But we do want to talk about one last thing, and I'll let Nay start that off.
Yeah, so can you guys tell us, you have a blog which I've looked into, and it's got some great tips, some awesome photo tips, and how to find some great finds, where do you find your stuff to sell, that kind of thing, and it's called Thrift to Riches, and I would like you guys to tell us some more about that, and also what else you have to offer that's on the blog.
Totally
Sure.
fire.
So, well, oddly enough, we keep coming back to the Vegas trip, but when we visited Jason in Vegas, we went out to a tiki bar after our long day of shopping and shooting the breeze, and
Get out. We want to do a tiki bar?
and he said to us that we should tell our story, and that got my mind going and all of that. And then I started listening to podcasts and this and that. I just kept getting the message over and over again that I should be telling the story. And as an English teacher and an English major and all of that, obviously I've always done a lot of writing, and I finally decided to embrace the fact that, maybe I should write a story. Maybe it could be more fun to write our story than to write a 15-page research paper on Wuthering Heights or something like that. So Dave and I put our brains together, and we kind of tag team it, and we started the blog, and we also wrote 2 short ebooks. One is very short, and the other one is quite a bit longer, and they're both about really finding products to sell.
Right, it's geared towards people like us at the beginning. Like I don't know where to start. Like where do I even begin?
We never knew where to start. Like we had been selling online since 2005, but we never could get any momentum because we would walk into the thrift store, we'd pick up a couple things for ourselves, and we would look around us and say, I know that there's something here that's got to be good to sell, but I don't know what it is. You're looking at these racks of clothes and it's there, but we didn't know until we found Jason and his Facebook groups that we finally figured that out. So we wanted to pass along some of the knowledge that we amassed over the last 10 years, really, of thrifting. And
so the main ebook, Thrift to Riches, A Modern Treasure Hunt, we'd actually like to give it away to your viewers.
For free.
For free. And I think we were talking to Jason about it. He's going to put the link over on the Thrifty Business Facebook page, and so you can go there to get the code to download it from our website. And
the other one is always free.
Right.
You do the little put your email and subscribe, and it gets emailed to you. The blog, also, in addition to talking about buying, the blog is also going to talk a lot about all the other technical stuff. Like I know I just polished up a blog post today about taking photos, things like that. So we plan to do every week or every 2 weeks we're going to have a new blog post about some other aspect of selling online. And some of them focus more on eBay, some will focus more on Etsy, but it's all meant to just help you guys.
Yeah, I think it's fantastic. I love some of your photo tips. They're right on. They're great.
Nice.
Thanks. Yeah, I felt like.
Yeah, it's photography at our house is an evolving process. Because I do a lot of landscape photography. I don't know if you've seen some of our pictures that we take on our road trips, but so studio photography and doing portraits is actually pretty foreign to me, and so we're still learning.
Right. So we had to learn from the ground up. So I feel like that's a good thing because we can share our story with everybody else who's also starting from the grassroots and trying to just figure it out. And we're real bootstrappers, like do it ourselves and do it for free,
Yeah.
So I feel like we can help people who want to do the same thing.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
I was hoping you and me would make you not echo nay, but obviously we're in some crazy glitch, so I'm going to try and get this out. So, you guys wrote a book, and I'm so excited for you. I'm so excited for your blog, and you want to give it away to the viewers of Thrifty Business with J and A. So you're going to need the code, and the place to find it is our Facebook page, Thrifty Business with J and A.
Yeah.
And I will bring that up real quick. And we'll have that up there for a while, so once you're done watching this, head over there. I am so sorry about this crazy echo. I don't know what to do.
It's very odd.
I know, it's very odd and annoying.
It's like Jason and I are in some weird echo vortex.
All right, so let me show you the page real quick. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry, I have so many chats going on. Way chats. All right, so after this is over, we'll get it up right here. Thrifty Business with J&A. If you've not been to our page, head over and click like, and you will see the post with the code, and you can download the book and start learning. Or continue learning, I should say. All right, cool. I would love to keep chatting, but this echo is driving me insane.
Will do.
Oh, crazy.
I don't know what the hell happened, so I do apologize. I want to thank our guest as just adding to the repertoire of awesome guests we've had on.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
Thank
Fantastic.
you. We had
Yes,
fun.
we love you guys.
Really enjoyed it.
Yeah, thanks
Yeah.
so much for thinking of us. We were so excited. I
Yeah.
couldn't sleep that night.
Oh, I'm so glad that we had you on. Thank you so
And we're
much.
looking forward to when we can see you in person, again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And good luck with your surgery.
Thank you. Yeah. I'm sure I'll do fine, and I'll be back to thrifting, and I'll let you guys know when I'm ready.
Yeah, totally.
We'll be thinking of you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to try one thing here. Hang on a minute, everybody. All right, I'm echoing now. Okay, I muted the other two. So I just wanted to say one last thing. So we will not be on the air next week. Nadine's going to be having surgery, obviously, and it's my brother's 40th birthday party, so I'm heading home for my brother's party. The week after, the following week, and this is based on how Nay is feeling, we have a great idea. It'll be episode number 25, and I think we're going to do our show in seasons, and I think we're going to call it an end of season 1 with episode 25, so the week before Christmas. And our plan right now is to have a Christmas party episode. So what we're going to do is we're going to bring back a handful of guests that you've seen through season 1, and instead of a normal show, we're going to kind of put our Santa hats on, get the menorah lit, have some cocktails, maybe some eggnog, and we're going to sit around, do kind of a roundtable kind of discussion. So no show next week, but keep your eyes peeled for an announcement for a show for episode 25 to end season 1 of Thrifty Business with Jay and A as a Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa party episode. And it worked without an echo when I muted you two guys.
That's okay. It sounded great.
Yeah.
Cool. So that's our idea, and thank you, everyone. Thank you, Dave and Liz, for being our guests tonight. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. Hope everyone had a great Thanksgiving, a prosperous Cyber Monday, and a good Black Friday. Right? Did I say those right? Yeah, I did. And all the best to Nadine next week.
Thank you.
This week.
This week, Friday. Yeah.
I'm so screwed up. I was doing it on
I
Tuesday.
know.
I'm all like, what day is it?
Yeah. Now it's Friday. Yes.
Hugs to you, my dear, and
Thank you.
everyone sending you good vibes. And,
I see that, and I really appreciate it. Thank you, everyone.
and we will see you guys hopefully in 2 weeks. And if it's not on Thursday, based on how Nay's feeling, like I said, we'll let you know. But it's going to be a Christmas party, so be prepared for a fun Christmas party. All right.
All right. Thank you, everybody.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank
Have a
you,
good
guys.
Thank you, guys.
Great week.
Bye.